I want to share a vision with you. From this perch high above the great city of New York, I want you to look at the horizon. I want you to see a world that's just round the corner. Imagine a world with clean energy for all. A world powered by sun, by wind, and by water, where buildings produce more energy than they consume, where transport is always affordable, reliable, and clean, and where prosperity doesn't come at the expense of the environment. That's the world the Climate Group wants to see, and a world I'm sure all of you want to see too. But by 2050, there will be more than 9 billion people on the planet. Unless we rethink the way we produce and consume energy, there just won't be enough to go round. There's a moment when a new idea or technology moves from the margins and becomes a mainstream. It's a tipping point. And once this happens, change is unstoppable. To reach that tipping point, you need to inspire and enlist a group of people, pioneers, innovators, who will help inspire others and demonstrate that change is possible. And the group we need to reach are the world's most influential business, political, and thought leaders. And the Climate Group and our partners here will spend the next 3 years focused on just that. We'll bring these leaders together, we'll arm them with hard evidence and success stories, and spur them into action.
More than 4 years ago, we launched Plan NYC, as Mark mentioned, our comprehensive strategy for creating a greener, greater New York. We're well on our way to achieving its goals. At a meeting in Sao Paulo earlier this year, we forged a historic agreement with the World Bank, represented here today by Andrew Steer, the bank's special representative on climate change. And this partnership, we think, creates new opportunities to tap into the World Bank's technical and financial resources to support climate change projects in cities worldwide.
We want by 2020 that 25%, one car out of 4 in Quebec be an electric car, that by 2030, 90% of our collective transport will also be electric, and we'll meet those objectives. Our challenge is to engage governments, engage leaders, and to keep everyone focused on the fact that this is not only the right thing to do, this is the thing we must do if we're going to pull ourselves out of this economic slump, and we're going to steer the world towards a period of sustained prosperity and health and of social prosperity for our societies.
We found that we have hit, again, record levels of investment in renewable energy. $211 billion were invested in renewable energy in the year 2010, more than in oil, gas, and coal combined. So the trajectory of an economy, whether at the level of governments or cities or businesses, being able to move forward in this transition, as we in UNEP like to call it, transition towards a green economy, has become much more feasible.
So we live in a good news, bad news world, and the challenge is to take inspiration from the innovation, those bright sparks, to understand what's working and then to scale it up. And that's exactly what the goal of this clean revolution is.
The urgency of action has not abated. I think it's increased. Even those who are opposed to the climate science must at least acknowledge that there's a possibility that the science that is advocated by many is correct, and indeed we are changing the climate of our world by human action. Whatever the financial challenges of the world today, the climate challenge is real, the energy challenge is real, and it has to be dealt with. One of the things that I think is rather inspiring, but also gives me cause for optimism, is that there is a real sense in which people out there are not waiting for some great global agreement. In other words, they want one. I think it's important we have one, but they're not waiting for one. They're getting on and doing it, which is this is going to be a cooperative effort which will involve action at an international level, we hope, action at a national and subnational level, but also action by business, by industry, and as a partner, as part of the solution and not identified as the problem. So this is what it's about. It's about a call for action now. It's about a call for action at every level, not just at international level, and it's about a partnership between public, private, voluntary, and business sectors.